on our way to the beach, I got a message on my Facebook, and it was dated around 12-something yesterday afternoon. But I didn't get back until 11:30 p.m. last night, so I didn't get it. And it was about a large coyote washed up dead on one of the local beaches. So hopefully it's still there, and we can collect the body. So we'll find out in a couple minutes.
Woohoo!
Are you excited?
Oh, I'm just...
I know I could barely sleep last night.
I'm excited. There's somebody down on the beach.
Somebody's staring at something. Maybe they found the corpse.
Oh, really? Yeah. I got some, as I say, Robin, I got some at the house here, some different bones.
Okay.
That I'm going to come up and see Tommy and look at his guns anyway someday, so I'll drop them up when I go up.
You can see here he was a dump off. Yep. You can tell that by, he was skinned. Somebody took the hide off him.
No, I'm just saying he's the only one that traps around here that I know.
There are other guys.
Yeah. He just seems to be, he don't give a shit about nothing. That's what I find. You know him, do you? But well, there now, I thought it was a coyote. I wasn't sure. So that's about the size of them, is it?
Yeah. I've seen them bigger.
Oh yeah, well that's what they say. They think they're sort of crossed with a wolf, isn't it?
Not this guy. This one's pure coyote.
This is the real one, yeah.
Yeah, you can see how short this muzzle is.
Okay.
And how thin. The wolves are much larger. And their
Carl, Carl sat down by his place. He seen a couple one night, and he said the heads on them were pretty big. They look more like a wolf.
I was coming up from the garbage box one night, and I was coming up, and I seen him sitting there on his haunches, right? And I went, whoa, that was one big coyote. So I backed up, right, kept looking at him and talking. And I got in the house, grabbed my rifle, went outside, he was gone.
Gone, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
I think I might want you to snap a still photo of him too.
Okay.
So just press the top button, that one. Not much there, but there's the connective tissues here.
Yeah.
If it was a male, there's the bone structure there. Or maybe that's it there. Yeah, that was a male.
That was a male. There's his penis bone.
Yeah.
That's what you need there for jewelry there, Bill.
Really? Well, I tell you, I bought the wife a little lop-eared bunny for Christmas. Okay. And that little bastard just gone in heat.
Oh, yeah.
So,
is it making noise?
No, not really. No, he just, what it was, he was trying to jump the dog. So the dog was getting pissed off, so I said, well, what I got to do? I put the dog away, and I got this stuffed toy down the basement. It's like a pink pig that my wife had for something. I took it up, I put it in the middle of the floor, helped my piece Tommy. Come over, he's rubbing his chin against it, went around it a few times, got up on it. He's been humping that now for 2 days. I've been laughing my ass off. And they say screw like a bunny. I'm telling you, he's like a little jackrabbit. Like a little machine gun. Yeah, I'll drop some off there, Robin. I got a few. I only got 2 or 3, but they're pretty good size. They look like a piece off a seal or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, but they're nice and white and washed out.
Well, she does artwork with it, right?
Right on.
And I'll tell you, it's some pretty nice stuff.
Well, that's good.
Okay, what we have here is our beach coyote. Last night, it was late when I got home, around 11:30, and I got a message on my Facebook from one of the women that are down here that I'm friends with. And she said that her husband was on the beach and he seen a large coyote. And she was letting me know in case I wanted him. Well, it was far too late for me to go down then. I wanted to, I really did, and I couldn't sleep. And I got up super early this morning so that I could go get him. And we went down to the beach. One of the other neighbors was there, and he said something about, you're just in time to let me know what this animal is. He didn't know what it was. He thought he was a seal. And I said that was exactly what I was coming for. I was so happy that he was still there. Now, I refer to him as a he because this is a male coyote. That is evidenced by the presence of a baculum bone, which is the bone in the penis of most mammals. He wasn't a very old coyote. He has very little tooth plaque or decay whatsoever. And he is a pure coyote. We can tell this by the coloration of his fur. The thickness, the texture is a very rough, bristly-like texture. And we're going to get into cause of death in a minute here. There's his paw pads. Very bushy, very strong, made for running long distances. His teeth there. Very, very clean. He was probably 2 years old at the oldest. You can see his feet there. I'll just show you the baculum. There's the bone there. It's connected by tissues. I would say that this body is probably a week old, 2 weeks at the very most. It's still very fleshy, very meaty, but no smell. It was in the water, obviously. Now, cause of death, there are no bullet holes on this animal, but he definitely was not a natural cause of death. As far as I can tell by feel right now, there are no skull fractures. There's nothing, there's no tooth decay in there. A little bit of blood, but he's got a full set of teeth. Perfect. He's a perfect specimen. But cause of death, he was hunted. This was an animal that was hunted by a human and killed for the fur. Now, how we know this is, first evidence is the fact that there's no hair anywhere else on this body except for a little tuft around where his anus would be, and the scrotum as well. There's a little bit of hair on the scrotum in that area back there. Other than that, completely hairless, except for the feet. Now, this is where fur harvesters will cut, because they don't use the feet. So what they do is they just cut around there. And you can see that tendon there has been cut. But that's a very clean knife cut. It's very clean on all 4 feet. This is an animal who was skinned. Another piece of evidence is the tiny, tiny bit of fur on the underside of the chin. You can see here where that was skinned off. That's knife. That's a knife blade. Once he's clean, I'm sure we'll probably see a little bit more evidence of this skinning on the bone itself. There's probably going to be some serrations on the muzzle. That's where it's most commonly done, because that skin and pelt is so thin, you can't skin it without hitting some of the bone with your knife. Now, I suspect he was snared, because he's got snare lacerations right here. This damage here was likely done when he was snared. Because when they get in the snare, they rip themselves right open. Now, this could have also been that a person started to try to skin here and they were told not to, but it's not on the other foot either. Here's another laceration right there. So he was in a trap. He was snared. And then after he was skinned, whoever trapped him may have been somebody with a local boat, dumped him off. It's very common out here for animals to be dumped in the ocean, especially fishermen who are also trappers or hunters. It's an easy way to dispose of the corpse of an animal that they have killed, is just take him out on the boat and dump him over. But this guy washed up on shore of one of the local beaches, and I will be keeping him. He is going to be part of a project that I've always wanted to do but never had the opportunity. I'm going to flesh him out and put him back together as a fully articulated skeleton. I'm going to have to come up with a name for him. I'm not sure what that name will be, but it will come to me. I'll probably have a dream of him. See some of the skin here, that vertebrae. But he's a very good example of a species, and he is a pure coyote. His teeth are exactly as they should be for a coyote. Also, the length of the muzzle the thinness of the muzzle, that muzzle is definitely coyote. As well as what little muscle placement is left on the skull is not over bulky like some breeds of dog. That's definitely coyote. Again, he wasn't that old. Typical coloring. Perfect feet. There's some red between his toes, but that could be just his own decomp there. He does have his toe seems to be a little wonky there, but that'll be flattened out. That's probably a tendon back here was snipped, and that's why that's up. Yeah, I can feel that. But there he is. Full, complete skeleton. So I'm going to go and get my sage and smudge him up. What I've done here is I've taken a recycle bag and opened it up over top, weighted it down with some wood. It's not perfect. It is going to allow some air and moisture in, but that's what I want. I just want this covered enough that it traps the heat in. This will help speed up decomposition and prevent mummification.